Hello, welcome to the inside of our shop and welcome to another TWC equipment, product review, etc. I'm George, I'm one of the owners here at the Watersports Centre, and today I'm going to talk you through the Seek Select 5.4 from 2022. This only comes in one colourway. As you can see behind me, this is the inside of the suit, the graphene plush lining. It's pretty special bit of lining. So let me just talk you through. So the Max Flex stuff, that is on all of the Amp and the Select suits on the arms, aiding for loads of flexibility. I didn't feel restricted at all. One thing about restriction, I will say, this is about my third or fourth wear, maybe even fifth wear in this Select, and I found the first couple of entries to be a little bit tight. After that, it did soften. So if you are looking at a Select, or you've tried a Select and gone, oh, I think, because it is known the graphene material is a bit less flexible than the Amp. The Amp is a more flexible suit. Just know that it does soften, and now I feel a lot more comfortable. I do remember my first session trying to squeeze into it in the back of the van, and it wasn't as comfortable as I've been used to in my Amps. So yes, formula on the arms, nice and flexible. Then the lining is completely all over. One of the cool features, which is important, but is just getting in and out of the wetsuit when the slide, now especially it's stretched to me, is really, really smooth. So you have the hot stuff in the arms, which isn't necessarily that it's warm, but the graphene plush just slides my foot right through, and in the back of the van was really easy this morning. Then obviously we come back to exterior features. This is the only suit in the Ions wetsuit range that is externally liquid sealed seams, which I think, especially when you're paying a premium for these suits, having a suit that is really going to reinforce those seams and last a little bit longer before you get any water ingress is really valuable. And also, when you're buying this suit, you're not going to be buying it in 3.2, maybe a 4.3, but 5.4s and 6.5s are the real kind of key winter warrior kind of suits. So having that extra protection against water ingress is really beneficial. Other updates, you have this in the Amp range as well, but you can see you've got these, I think they just call them grip spots. So you have those there. I thought it was marketing. We didn't have them on last year's Amps or Selects, and I think I'm surprised how much of an increase, or decrease actually I should say, of flush that I've got with this suit. As Ions go, complete honesty here, I have had a couple of suits that flush a little bit less, but on balance I think there's a big step of improvement this year, as well as I think the comfort speaks for itself. Finally, to finish up with the lining, internally we are fully taped, I believe, to the chest on the Select. Let me just look. Oh no, we're not. We're critically taped. My apologies. So we're critically taped. Seams again around those internal areas, knees and crotch, where you're just going to get reinforced. Finishing off, two more things. Lining, graphene plush. I believe it dries 1.5 times faster. I've noticed that you really can double dip, stick your suit even outside in the winter day, and it will dry off exceptionally quickly. I think that also really aids the warmth, but today we were probably, what we say in team, 8 degrees, something like that.
I think it's about 11, but it's cold wind chill. Okay,
yeah, so 11 degrees. I'm gonna go for 8, makes me sound a bit harder. Then it was about 23 to 26 knots, so what's that, another kind of 3 degrees wind chill, and I was actually overheating a little bit for the first kind of 2/3 of my session. I found that I was starting to get that harness itch you get when you're sweating inside, so I was really, really toasty, got away without gloves in what is the 10th, 11th of January. So yeah, really impressed. And final little tech feature, which I didn't think I'd pick up on as much when I was riding, and I have noticed with aiding flexibility, is the perforated joints. So if I can get up to you and show you, here we have on the inside fold here, and also on the inside of here, back of my knees, you'll see and you'll know that actually I do get a bit more of a ruckle on my Amp suit that I have. So yeah, all round, if you're after the best, it's Select all the way. They are really, really warm. They are, like I said, it's a balancing act. Both Amp and Select are incredible suits. Do you really prioritize flexibility? Then maybe look towards the Amp. But if you are someone who gets a little bit colder and you do want the best that money can buy right now on the wetsuit market, that's why we got one. I don't think you can look much further than Select. Hey, I'm back. One last thing, and I got to turn around. So have a little look at this. This is one of the reasons the Select again levels up against an amp in the terms of warmth. You do actually get it on the back zip amps, but on the front zips, and that's what you're after, this is the only suit that gives you the windproof kind of single skin lining, the same stuff you see on the neck, on the back of the suit. And I will note it, and I did notice again, I think at 5.4 amp, definitely I'd have noticed the fact that that wind would just come through the back a little bit more. So just wanted to add that in. Sorry I forgot it, and have a great day, and thanks for watching the TWC video. Bye.